want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. Because when you're talking to someone who doesn't look at you directly in the eyes, like the person is not sure what he's saying. And most of the time when you're not sure what you're saying, you're lying. So eye contact, very, very important. When there's eye contact, there's rapport. When there's rapport, there's bonding. When there's bonding, there's connection. When there's connection, there's transmission of information. So eye contact is very important. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive, maintain eye contact with the people you're talking to there. That's very important. So when you want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. Because when you're talking to someone who doesn't look at you directly in the eyes, like the person is not sure what he's saying. And most of the time when you're not sure what you're saying, you're lying. So eye contact, very, very important. When there's eye contact, there's rapport. When there's rapport, there's bonding. When there's bonding, there's connection. When there's connection, there's transmission of information. So eye contact is very important. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive, maintain eye contact with the people you're talking to there. That's very important. So when you want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. Because when you're talking to someone who doesn't look at you directly in the eyes, like the person is not sure what he's saying. And most of the time when you're not sure what you're saying, you're lying. So eye contact, very, very important. When there's eye contact, there's rapport. When there's rapport, there's bonding. When there's bonding, there's connection. When there's connection, there's transmission of information. So eye contact is very important. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive, maintain eye contact with the people you're talking to there. That's very important. So when you want to create rapport as a speaker, you must maintain eye contact. Because when you're talking to someone who doesn't look at you directly in the eyes, like the person is not sure what he's saying. And most of the time when you're not sure what you're saying, you're lying. So eye contact, very, very important. When there's eye contact, there's rapport. When there's rapport, there's bonding. When there's bonding, there's connection. When there's connection, there's transmission of information. So eye contact is very important. As a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an executive, maintain eye contact with the people you're talking to there. All right, guys. Welcome everybody. Some technical thoughts. All right, our first speaker is right there. Sombo is right there with us right now, and she's gonna be leading, and she's gonna be talking about how to get in speaking opportunities nationally and internationally. And from then, we're going to dive straight to our second speaker, to our third speaker, and to our fourth speaker. And then I'll close it up. So, without any wasting of time, put your hands together as we receive the one and only Sumbul Share right away from Pakistan. She's going to be talking to us on how to get speaking gigs nationally and internationally. And right now, Sumbul, the stage is yours, my friend.
Okay, I'm
Unmute
audible,
yourself.
sir? Okay, I'm audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Uh, Hello and good evening to all my fellows and my friends from West Africa and Los Angeles and all over the world. Warm greetings from Pakistan. Dive into my today's topic. I just want to ask something very powerful and very important question. That if what if I told you that your word can travel fast, very fast, from farther than your passport? Is it possible? So definitely yes, because your message, your voice, your your story can travel without any borders. They just need to speak confidence, consistency, and courage inside to dive into your personality and inside to spoken loud. So this is Sumbu Sheikh, a motivational public speaker from Pakistan, a haven city of Gilgit-Baltistan, and I'm the CEO, co-founder of Mindful Mentors Private Limited. I'm the Vice President and Chamber of Commerce from Gilgit. Today's the topic is very important and very curious, like how to speaking in nationally and abroad. So let us begin with a short story of myself. When I was just started my career after a long period of 14 years, I started my career with a small stage. Uh, a little school or a small platform. When I was a that was definitely was not paid and was not a big stage, but at the same time my audience recommended me to a university. Then I started my career as a public speaker from school to college, college to university. Then I realized that when I have got the confidence, then university level, then I was collaborate with different organizations, different NGOs, and in cooperative sectors. Then I established my own company. So this is the journey from start to border. And then something amazing happening. Then I was invited to international speaker from China. I was visit in China in 2024 to speak at international level. So I was also invited for visually in international webinars. That is really a big achievement for myself. So story shows that your speaking does not mean with a limited stage. It does not affect the. It is speaking does not stand on the stage. It can travel. It can affect your authority. It can reflect your consistency, your personality, your influence, or your invisibility. So I just recommended when we will start a career as a public speaker, you should start from locally because you can engage your people, you can know your people from in local during locally. If you are talking about internationally and internationally, then we connected with different like-minded people, with leaders, with organizations, and different collaboration with different NGOs. So question is that what to do? when we start a career as a speaker. So I just say, when we start your career as a locally, you should start your career with in very beginning stage from schools, and then start to college, and then because your initial stage is recommended with your uh, in big level. I just give you one tip, that is your recommended, and one tip for the people, that when you starting your career on beginning stage, and when you give free session to the people, you don't underestimate to yourself, because you are giving free session. Remember one thing is that you build your portfolio, you build your profile strong. So I guess opportunity, I don't think so that opportunity create. I think that if you have a curiosity, if you have to do something in your life, then you want to do something, so you can create the opportunity. You can just know about your personality. So being a beginner, when you start or establish your career, you had a clear dreams, with clear vision, and just focus with your dream. And I always say to my session, during my sessions with and webinars, that uh, you should work on your weaknesses, because your weakness is your strength. Because when you work hard on your weaknesses and then convert into your strength, it makes me happy. So being a speaker, you can create a one sheet where you can mention your outline, your presence, your bio, and your your testimonials. So one and other important thing is that you should build your online presence, because when I was started my career as a digital marketer, I was the digital manager of my own personal branding. So today is the Facebook, your reels, your webinars are the best way to communicate with other people. So in public speaking, if we are talking about, then these tools are very important. You can also collaborate with organization, with NGOs, or in a corporate sector. So another question is that is our word can speak, our word can don't need any borders, they don't need any boundaries. They can travel from the inspiring people, they can inspire the people, they can change the people. And if your word can transform the people, and they can create a impact of other people, you are a good speaker. I think that if your story, if your words can inspire the people or survive the people, then you are a good speaker. And if you're talking about communication skills, I always said that if you have a good communication skills, then you can fly on the sky. It's like your wings. In public speaking or in communication skills, your speaking is very important. So you don't think so that you go big opportunity, because your small opportunity always leads to a big platform or in a global platform. So I always recommend it to you should work on your public speaking, you should work on your like your public speaking skills and your communication skills, because if you speak with confidence, with courage, or with conviction, then there are no boundary to cross. Then there is no boundaries, because birds can fly. So it can only make your voice equal louder beyond the boundary. So in the end, I just want to say that your public speaking, in your hand gestures, your eye contact, your body language, your movement, are important, because if you are a leader, or if you are an executive, if you are a teacher, or if you are a professor, if you don't have a good speaking or don't have a public speaking skill, then you cannot even got any job, or you don't show any your presence in any relevant field. So I recommended those people who want to start their career, they should prefer from locally and in grassroots level. In the end, I just want to say special thanks to Oratox UX community, and special thanks to Oliver Nishon, who gave me a great opportunity to introduce myself in a big platform. I am also a little bit confused right now. But we can tackle the things, and we can, of course, uh, in the given. So I also would like to thank my great audience who just not here with me with ears but with heart. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Your mic is switched off, Oliver Shaw.
Thank you so much, Sumbo Kate, for that powerful presentation. Great. Please, let's give it up for Sumbo Shay. Great job, great job, great job. All right, that was a great one. All right, if you have any question for somebody, please drop on the comment section, and then we're going to respond to that accordingly. Without any waste of time, we'll dive in straight to our second speaker, and this is not any other person but Dr. Salai Power, and he's going to be walking us through the health is upside. True health is upside the bottle. True health is upside the bottle. The stage is yours, Dr. Salai Power.
Thank you very much, Oliver Shaw, for giving me this opportunity. When I was preparing for this presentation, a quote by Oliver Shaw came to mind. Oliver Shaw said, "If your voice can move one person, it can move a room, it can move a city, and even a nation." So once you find your voice, you should never let anyone shut it down. Because of this, the Minister of Public Health of Cameroon invited me to his office to justify myself on the matter. But I turned down that invitation because I understood where my voice lies. And when I turned down his invitation, he decided to do something crazy. And before I share the crazy thing that he did, my name is Dr. Salai Power. I'm a medical doctor. I'm also a holistic natural healer. I help people to upgrade their health, to fix their heart, and to balance their blood pressure naturally without using any man-made products like endless medications, supplements, refined food, or even animal products. And that is why in this presentation today, I'm going to be sharing with you on the topic, true health is outside the bottle. And when I talk about the bottle, I mean anything that is man-made, anything that is refined and produced by man and packaged by man in the form of endless medications, in the form of supplements, in the form of refined food. So as a medical doctor, I was trained to believe and to understand that the symbol of health was medications. The symbol of health was that you had a good prescription by a medical doctor. And this belief, I held on to this belief until one day I was diagnosed with a condition that required me to take medications every single day. I took medications every single day for up to 3 years. And at one point, I said enough was enough. I was going to find freedom, and I was also going to help others to find freedom. After 3 years of hopelessly taking medications, I decided to dig into nature, and I noticed that my solution was always there. The solution for my problem had always existed, and I was blind to it. And so once I discovered the solution that actually ended up helping me, irrespective of the fact that I had taken medication for 3 years, I started speaking about this. I started speaking about this to others. I started speaking about this to others. My voice began to come out. That is why I said, I remembered that quote by Oliver Shaw, that if your voice can move one person, it can move a room, it can move a city, it can even move a nation. And When the minister invited me and I turned down the invitation, he decided to initiate the process to actually cut off my salary. And when that happened, I also decided to do something crazy. But before I share with you that crazy thing that I decided to do in response to the minister's decision, I want you to take home these 2 key points. Check this. The first point is, if you want to be healthy, do not depend on a medical doctor. Do not depend on the medical system. Do not depend on medications. Medical doctors are very helpful. I am one. Medications are helpful. I've prescribed them and I still prescribe them. But that should not be your backup plan as far as health is concerned. It should not be the plan ahead. Doctors have their own problems. Which of my patients could believe that for 3 years I was on medications despite appearing healthy in the hospital and giving them prescriptions? None of my patients could believe it. And so they came to me believing that I was a solution for them, but I had my own hidden battles. And so if you believe that you have to stake your health on someone who already also has his own challenges, you're going to face a lot of challenges. Still on that point, I want you to understand that the medical system can only help you. Medications can only support you, but they have their own side effects. And these side effects, for some people, can mean a difference between life and death. The second key point I want to pass across today is the fact that your body can heal itself naturally without depending on any man-made products. The body is designed to heal itself using only already existing, freely available natural resources. These already existing and freely available natural resources are not something that we need to buy with money. When humans refine products and package them, you buy them at exorbitant prices. But once you begin to understand that your body is designed to become its own doctor using the natural resources provided by nature as a medication, you can put these things together and become your own doctor and allow your body to be able to heal without depending on external products. And if at all, at some point, you need external products like medications or supplements, it will only be for a short while. I am a medical doctor. I do not stand against medications, but they have their place, and their place is for temporary use. If you find yourself in a situation where you have to take this stuff on a daily basis, then your health, the natural order of health has been broken. And so on this point, there are 4 specific things I want you to start implementing as from today. And these are things that I implemented myself, and they were able to help me to transition from long-term daily medications to, a life of freedom. And it permitted me to be able to find my voice and be able to speak to others about the possibility of their bodies healing themselves. And today we are here on this program to talk about speaking, presentations. And here I am bringing out my voice, but bringing out my voice in a special way with a special message to tell you that your body has that capacity to heal itself when you support it with the right natural resources. The first natural resource that your body needs to support itself, to heal itself, is the right mental state, the right mentality, a healing mentality. And a healing mentality is basically having a positive outlook on life. The second thing your body needs as a natural resource to heal is a state of relaxation and sleep. Sleep is the best relaxation. But when you are not sleeping, you need to intentionally bring your body into that state of relaxation. The third aspect that your body needs to heal is you need to eat a lot of raw plant food. Raw plant food is plant food that has not been cooked. Not all food requires cooking, but plant food that specifically do not require cooking are so massive in terms of protecting the body and permitting the body to heal itself. And the last aspect that I implemented in my life, and I'm implementing the life of my clients and this helping them to transform their health, is you need to show more love. Showing love is so important. When you show love to yourself, you show love to others, it empowers the body to heal itself. And showing love is all about giving, forgiving, and being grateful. When you give to yourself and to people, when you forgive yourself and you forgive people, and you are able to be grateful for yourself and you're grateful for the people around you and the opportunities that you have, it permits you to heal yourself. The crazy thing I did when the minister decided to cut my salary is I decided to let go of the government job and focus on my career. And thank God my career can permit me to at least eat. So I want to encourage you, stay true to your dreams. Never let anyone shut down your voice, because every experience you're going through is to refine that message that God has given you to bring out to the world. Thank you, Oliver Sean, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, fellow panelists, for sharing this stage with me. And let's move on together.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Salai Power, for that powerful presentation. We sincerely appreciate that. Makes a lot. So great. If you have any question for Dr. Salai Power, please drop it on the comment section, and of course we'll get back to you with an answer from here. Okay, without wastage of time, we're diving straight to our third speaker, and this is not any other person but our friend Tanning. And he's going to be walking us through something very interesting about public speaking, right? And Cyprian is ready to fire up. And please put your hands together for Cyprian as he walks us through this very exciting lesson. So he'll be talking on the mystery behind self-development. All right. It is very important to develop
Well, good evening, good afternoon, good night to everyone, wherever you find yourself. Bring greetings from Bamenda, Cameroon. I wish to equally greet the listeners who are on board, and equally to thank the previous speakers. I've really learned a lot from what they have actually given. They have given a lot of valuable insights. I've really learned a lot. I equally wish to appreciate our host, Mr. Oliver Sean, for this great platform for us to be able to impact the world. Because there is a saying that leadership without successorship is a failed leadership. And so you can only become a great leader if you have actually impacted people. Reason why Mr. Oliver Sean has brought us to this powerful platform. I would not continue without appreciating the listeners, and I equally want to share the mystery behind self-development, because without self-development you cannot be able to achieve whatever you are planning to achieve. I know over the years you might have wondered why a lot of people succeed and others struggle. I have come to discover that if you find yourself in any society, or if you run a small census, probably in any sector, in the church, in any organization, you come to understand that about 80% of the people there actually struggle, while just 20% are succeeding. And you begin to ask yourself the question why just few people are succeeding. Is because that 80% who are not succeeding, they don't yet know the mystery behind self-development and the importance of self-development. And that is why today we are going to unravel that mystery. And I believe that after today, a lot of people are going to be changed and transformed. There is a saying or a wonderful quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, which he said, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." Which means that whatsoever plan, whatsoever vision you plan to achieve, if you don't develop yourself, you cannot be able to achieve that plan. You cannot be able to achieve that plan. We live in an environment or in a dispensation where the world is evolving. Speaking of the artificial intelligence, a lot of things, technology is coming in place. And so if you don't develop yourself, you will not be able to meet up with the development. You will not be able to meet up with the technology. And as the world is fast growing, you might become obsolete or you might become outdated. And so there is a need for you to be able to develop yourself. And one thing about the self-development is that self-development is not about becoming perfect. Self-development is all about becoming better than you were yesterday. And so every day, each and every day, you have to compare yourselves. You have to be able to evaluate yourself and appraise yourself. Whether are you doing better, are you going higher, or you are going lower? You have to be able to appraise yourself, and it's very important. I want to share a brief story of mine, which actually changed my life. About 10 years ago, when I graduated from the University of Boya in the field of accounting, I searched for jobs all over the place. In fact, I went to the heats and the insides of the town, and to every organization to be able to tender my application for a job. But I came to discover one thing, and that thing actually changed my life. That a lot of people feel entitled to their certificates. They feel entitled, like they want something to come to them without they being struggling for it. And so that's why you see a lot of people, especially PhD holders, master degree holders, when they graduate from school or university, they just want to get into the job market and acquire a job at impromptu. Whereas that's not how the job market functions. You have to be able to develop yourself. And it is all about your input, what you are able to input into the society. That's what matters. And so 10 years ago, when I graduated from the university, I sorted for jobs all over the city, sorted for jobs online. I could not find one. And I had to engage into a small mini business. I was actually selling Scotch egg. In Cameroon here, we talk about Scotch egg, where you fry a little bit of flour, you mix with egg, and you sell it. They term it Scotch egg. And so I had to go into the field, study, and be able to have that skill to be able to fry Scotch eggs. I equally engaged into this company where we work and promote products. We sell products on behalf of companies, and at the end of the month, they pay us commissions. And so I began developing myself, and I told myself it's not all about certificates. It's about what you can actually give to the society. And so just fast forward to about 5 years ago, when I came across this company, and they were doing an interview, a new company called Glovic. They were doing an interview looking for a daily collector. And when I came there, it will be mind-blowing to know that the first question that the interviewer, that's the boss of the company, asked me was that, what am I currently doing? What have I done regarding my certificates? And I told him that when I graduated, I've been able to do 1 or 2 hawking business. And so he told me that these are the kind of people we are looking for. That not those people who go and graduate and they come and sleep on their certificates, that these are the kind of people we are looking for. And so I became a daily collector, and I began developing myself, reading books, studying, doing a lot of research. And after that, he told me, you cannot end up as a daily collector, because what I'm seeing in you, you have a lot of values and you have what you can impact the society. And so he promoted me from a daily collector to an accountant. From an accountant, he promoted me to an internal controller. And today, I'm not even the internal controller, but I'm the internal auditor of a microfinance which has up to 12 branches. And that's why I came here to say that we have to be able to learn and improve ourselves. And now we have to understand what it entails about self-development. When you develop yourself, you come to understand your weaknesses. You come to understand your strengths. What are your limits? Because for you to be able to develop yourself, you have to break your limits. You have to break your limits. You equally have to know consistency and discipline, which are key factors when it comes to self-development. If you are not consistent enough and if you don't discipline yourself enough, you will not be able to develop yourself. And if you are that kind of person that loves to be in a comfort zone, because I've come to understand that a lot of people like comfort. A lot of people like comfort. And if you remain in your comfort zone, you will not be able to get speaking gigs. You will not be able to travel abroad. You will not be able to impact the society. And you only remain like an entitled person, like a chief in the village who sits on his throne and expecting that to come and give him drinks to drink. And so you need to be able to develop yourself. And what happens when you develop yourself? When you develop yourself, you come to understand that you have confidence. You have a lot of confidence in yourself. A lot of people feel to be mediocre. A lot of people feel less of themselves. They have low self-esteem because they have not been able to develop themselves. When you develop yourself, you have that confidence. Wherever you find yourself, you are always pushed to do something. And when you develop yourself, you become relevant to the society. Because, for example, yesterday I was watching one news online, and I came to understand that now a lot of companies, they are using AIs to do their adverts. And when they do their adverts, they propagate it on social media and all other platforms. And you discover that, meaning that people who studied marketing, in fact, they will be laid off because now AI is doing the job that a human being is supposed to do. And so if you don't develop yourself, you become outdated, and a lot of companies will start using AI. So it's very important that we develop ourselves. And when you develop yourself, you break limits. You break limits. Because if you say today, and there is something that I want us to understand, that every day is an opportunity for you to make yourself better. Every day is an opportunity for you to make yourself better. And so if you don't put every day as an opportunity to make yourself better, you cannot be able to break limits. You have to give yourself daily goals, give yourself monthly goals, that in 1 year's time, I should be able to do this. And without taking too much time, let me just bring us to one scripture. In 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15, if you read that scripture, you come to understand that the Bible says, study to make yourself approved, a workman not needed to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And so if you don't develop yourself, you cannot be approved. You cannot be approved by your organization, by your boss, by the church, by the society. So there is a need for us to develop ourselves. And to leave us with this final statement, that challenges challenge those who don't challenge themselves. Challenges challenge those who don't challenge themselves. But if you challenge yourself, you are going to challenge challenges. And listeners, my audience, make sure you equip yourself to be able to challenge those challenges and become a challenger. Thank you very much, Oliver Sean. Thank you very much, listeners. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great job. Great job. Great job. All right. Thank you so much, Cyprian, for that powerful presentation. Without any wastes of time, we are right on time. We want to invite our first speaker, Kingsley Ashuri. Please put your hands together for Kingsley. As Kingsley will be talking to us about land banking, just from where Cyprian ended.
Okay, Mr. Oliver, thank you very much. Thank you, guys, the panels, for sharing the same platform. It's an honor being here today. Thank you for this opportunity to talk on this special platform. I sure people can get me 5 on 5.
Yep, 5 on 5.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So my name is J. Kingsley Achiri. I'm the CEO of this company, currently registered in Cameroon, and I'm talking about land banking. I did a research on land banking in Cameroon. I got an interest in this particular sector because of the way our town, the way Cameroon is so underdeveloped and so unstructured because of local government issues that is really a challenge in the country. Things are not well structured. So because of that, I went to research and I came out with a book, Land Banking in Cameroon, which it's a case study. The case study, particularly for Africa, because the challenge that Cameroon is facing, as we say, Cameroon is Africa in miniature. The challenge that Cameroon is facing is the same challenge that all other African countries are actually going through. So, land banking. What is land banking all about? So many people are asking questions that they heard the whole land banking. They think that maybe it's a bank that have created that are banking lands inside. Maybe you create a bank, then people come and keep the land titles inside. But that's not true. Land banking simply means buying and holding land for future acquisition. That's what is referred to as land banking. It means you buy a land and hold for future appreciation. Cameroon in particular is a country that is so underutilized. There's high potentials in Cameroon. Let me just give you a small example. Douala outskirts, land rose from zero, let me just say from 1% to 900% in 10 years, just after the road project. Somebody who bought a piece of land for 100 francs per meter square, just after 10 years, because of the road project, is selling the land for 9,000 per meter square. That is how huge this is in our country, Cameroon. And I know that is the case across all the African countries. Why land banking works? The reason you need to understand that land banking works in Cameroon in particular because the population is growing. There's urbanization. According to statistics from the Institute of National Statistics, we have an increase of 55% urbanization. The Cameroon population, as I now we know in 2025, is plus 28 million as it was back around 2009 when we were talking about 17, 18 million. Then infrastructure boom, highways, ports, we know about the Kribi deep ports, the dam, the seas, and all that. All of these needs land, and we know that land is in scarcity. They no longer produce land. Land is running out of demand, and the cities are expanding because of population. Diaspora remittance yearly, according to statistics, diasporas deposit about 350 billion into Cameroon, which is most of these monies come into Cameroon, particularly for infrastructure development. They construct houses here and there, and you see that it makes land now to be in high demand. And equally, we have what? Land is a way that you can hedge against inflation. 1 million in an account 10 years ago versus 1 million in an account now. That's a 1 million in an account now. It has lost value. Why? For instance, a liter of petrol back then was about 4,400 something francs per liter. But currently, as we are talking, a liter of fuel in Cameroon is at 840 francs. So going to the bank to remove the amount of money you had, 1 million that has been there, no matter the amount of interest that has accrued on that money, you will not still be able to acquire what that money could have bought 10 years ago. So these are the things that you need to understand, that land issue is something that when you invest in land, no matter how small, you are hedging against risks and against inflation. So with all that, we need to understand how does the land system, particularly in Cameroon, as we know, work. Customary rights, which is chief's attestation. this particular one is very risky because the chiefs can give you a customary right over a piece of land, and you, without attestation, you can actually own and use the land, but it doesn't mean that the land belongs to you. It's so highly risky. We have the statutory right, which is land title. We call it in French credit foncier. That is so secured. So, in a nutshell, acquiring land in Cameroon, ensure that if you are mitigating against risks, to protect yourself for any unforeseen in the future, ensure that you have a title land certificate. Then you have the land categories that we have in our country. We have national, we have state, and we have private. Those are the type of lands that you need to know when investing. You need to actually carry out your investigations to know this type of land, whether is it a national land, is it a state land, or is it a private land. Then you know what type of decision to take in terms of maybe acquiring or owning a piece of land. And then know that if there is no land title, there is no security. Your money can disappear at any given time. You need to ensure that. So now, land banking strategy. How do we enter into it? How do we actually ensure that if we want to do it? Because land is a way to to secure generational wealth. It's land is something that once you deal in land or invest in land, the wealth can be passed from one generation to another. So the first strategy you need to know is that raw land holding. That's the first strategy. You do raw land holding. That's, you can look for those areas that you think that maybe people or government is moving towards those areas to invest. You can acquire lands there at cheaper price, and then when the development is coming, you see that the prices will start going up. So, and equally, we have what pre-development projects before the projects. Like for example, in Yaoundé, the government is looking to decentralize the city because it's so congested. All the ministries are all in one area. They are looking for means so much that they can take the ministries to other areas of town because of the population and the congestion in town. So if you have that information working with those ministries, you can go there before time and get lands. Then when developments start coming in, it's discover the value of the lands, they start appreciating. Agricultural land banking is another option. You know, land is actually where we feed the world. There is no way we can survive on earth without food. And this food is extracted from this land. And somebody who has land in hectares is worthy. That's a rich person. And cultivating on this land guarantees a lot of things. So you can equally go into agricultural land banking to secure the future and the generations to come. Speculations of government projects, as I earlier said, where government is going to subdivide lands into plots, hybrid interim use of farms, like you can have farming, packing, leasing, and so on. People can, maybe a piece of land I bought, somebody can come there and maybe rent for projects like maybe the common library that we know in Cameroon. So those are the strategies that you can use to invest in land banking. So, and this particular area too has its own risks. There is no business that you do without risks. You need to ensure that there's proper risk management dealing with lands, because one, there's a lot of fraud, overlapping claims, government exploratory activities equally can take away the land from you. But if your land is titled, you can always get claims from the government before they take the land away from you. So another risk is title delay and the market timing mistake. You need to actually know that holding a land, if you are doing it for business, maybe to flip, you should know the exit and the entry point. There's a time when the land maybe has already hit maybe 15,000 for a meter square, means why you bought it for 1,000, and maybe because of delay or whatsoever, the exit, you don't know the actual timing to get out of the particular, to flip off the land. That particular challenge can cost you so much. Then you need to safeguard, verify the land title, use notary to ensure that the land is actually registered with a notary, and use geometry to actually do survey to ensure that you are not being cheated or exploited. And then equally, you have to diversify your investment across regions. Douala, Yaoundé, Bamenda, Boya, all those things. If you are into land banking, which is a good and well to do business, that we know that if you invest in it, there's no way you can actually go cry of bankrupt, or maybe your stocks are cleared out, as is the case with crypto and all those other paper assets that we know. So you can have so many financing options that you can get. Our brother, Mr. Awa, said he's with microfinance. Through those microfinance, you can get loans. You can go to Tongtins. You can do joint venture with people around. You people can maybe get a piece of land for maybe 1,000 hectare for 1 million or 10 million. People share the capital, acquire the land, and keep and wait for it to appreciate, and you will sell after at a profit, or maybe you split it in maybe plots and share amongst yourself. So once you do that, it actually helps you to maintain your capital, protect you from losses like what we face with the cryptos that are flipping here and there all the time. Then exit strategy, as I said earlier, ensure that you have a good exit strategy. Flip to developers. You can sell by subdividing them into plots. You can lease them for long-term use, like the telecom industries. They rent lands where they want to plant their poles. You can do farming on them, or for logistics purpose and so on. You can still, with time, raise money, build structures like what we have in Nigeria. We have the here in Cameroon we call Xxxx, which is so underdeveloped and nowhere organized, as is the case with other countries around us. Build basic infrastructures before reselling, or you can hold it for generational wealth, which your children can benefit from them. So to round up, as I earlier mentioned, there are so many case studies that we can see. People who bought lands 10 years ago in Yaoundé for 1,000 for a meter square, presently they are selling them for 10,000 for 30,000 for meter square, just within a period of 10 years. That's how the land appreciates so fast. And Yaoundé is fast hitting Bamayo, hitting Obala, and so on. So with all that, it's a guarantee that once you invest in land banking and do it rightly, you will not fail, and this particular wealth you are actually generating will last long from generation to generation. So, ladies and gentlemen, just the final tip and action plan that you have to take is that what? Start smart and scale fast. Always secure land titles first. Buy in path of growth. That's where development is going through. Think long term and diversify. Then the 7-step plan, what do? You budget, you locate, you do your due diligence, you finance, you acquire legally, you protect, then you exit. So that's just the small talk I had to give this evening. So don't wait to buy land and wait. Cameroon offers one of Africa's best land banking opportunities. Act today to secure tomorrow's wealth. So thank you. I have a book, Land Banking in Cameroon, which I believe Mr. Shom, with your permission, so many people might have it through the platform. But this book is not for free, and it costs 5,000. Maybe because of Mr. Shom today, anybody who wants to get it through you can have the book for 2,000 francs for a copy. It's an ebook. Can have 2,000 francs for a copy. So thank you very much for having me on this platform. I hope to still come again, and we will discuss more and dissect more into the book. So it's a 68-page document. Thank you, and have a nice evening.
Okay. Please put it up for our own Jai Kingsley Ashiri. What a presentation. Symbol, I think you come to Cameroon and buy land. Do you want to do that? You come and buy land in Yaoundé. All right, with your family. I know the question that people be asking Kingsley is this. Kingsley, I know, I'm sure Dr. Salah Pao will be thinking about the same question, and our Cyprian, maybe Symbol at the same time. What do you do? We understand that there are parts of Cameroon that they're actually in crisis right now, what do you do when you want to buy land in the crisis area or community and you don't know exactly when the crisis will end? Um, yeah, that's a question that that you can also answer. People in Pakistan, Gaza, Bamenda, these are places that are experiencing some crisis. What do you tell somebody who wants to invest in those places, but again, he's asking questions? How long will the crisis go, or how soon will the crisis end? So is it a good investment to buy land in Pakistan right now, in Bamenda right now, in Gaza right now? What do you have to tell that person, Kingsley, who want to buy land in a crisis environment, but he's contemplating if it's going to be a good business?
Thank you, Mr. Oliver. Thank the person for that question. What I want anybody or the person in particular to know, that crisis don't last forever. America was in crisis and it came to pass. And America is what it is today. And the land that was there is still there. Nobody came and stole it. It did not disappear in the crisis. The land has gained value, had appreciated. So even the country Cameroon in the days of our Makiza was in crisis, but the crisis came to pass. And if you see in an interview talking with somebody recently, he said there was a time when there was chaos in Yaoundé, and there was land available around Fuda and around Tinga, and the government was calling, they announced and pleaded for people to come and get those lands, even if it's just to farm them. People refused. Those who had the courage went there. I bet you a plot of land now in Fuda or Tinga cannot be less than 250 million for a meter square. So it's just a matter of time. As I said, generational wealth, even if you buy in times of crisis, you end up not utilizing that land. Your generation to come will live on it. Somebody was asking me today that, look at this Yaoundé city, look at houses. Where was our parents when all of these things were happening? They were not present. And as suffering, we don't have homes, we are moving from one rent to another, and so on. So it's the time for us now to be reasonable enough to be wise and start acting, even in crisis. They are saying like that, in Bamenda, even in crisis, the type of houses that are going up there, I'm shocked. People are still buying and building, despite what is happening in Bamenda. So nothing stop you. Nobody will come and steal your land. Fire will burn the trees and the grasses, the land will stay. Even if it's what the flood that came to Bamenda will come and pass over the land and go, the land will stay, you come and meet it. So there's nothing wrong in buying a piece of land in the crisis region. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Last question for you, sir. What do you do when you are buying a land that does not have a land title, and you see it as an opportunity, but there's no land title? Okay, it's just about if you find a good land without a land title, how can you approach that?
Okay, thank you. What our advice have been doing is that when you find a land that does not have a land title, do your investigation to be sure that the land truly, there's no land title for it. Nobody has ever done any land title. Once you buy it, immediately make provision cash to start the process for land title for yourself. You're not doing it for the person that you bought the land from. It's for yourself to protect the land, because now it's a risky venture that you're entering into it. And there's that saying that no risk, no reward. But you should be aware the magnitude of the risks. It should not be a government land, because government don't give land titles on its own land because they know they have to come and use it. Maybe if you buy it on the process of pursuing the land title, it's where that area is mapped for not the government is not issuing land title in that area. Then that's where your money is, in short, your money is gone. because maybe you end in court case after case after case. I know of situations today that have been in court for 15 years and the case has not been settled. And every time they go to court, they spend money. Every time they go to court, they spend money. So it's important to do the what we call the due diligence. Once you are sure, pay your money, get the land title immediately. People build structures of 200 and something million on a plot that there's no land title. They can break it anytime. They say carry a land transfer and go a house transfer and go to where you want. Oh, we don't care about the house, but we need the land. You understand? So it's no problem to get a land that does not have a land title. But as soon as you acquire the land, do everything possible to get the land title. So for those who don't have a means, maybe lands now are expensive, particularly in Yaoundé. If you don't have up to 4 or 5 million, you cannot have a good reasonable piece of land. But in Farwise Company, we have put together resources so much so that we work in the form of mutual fund. People can contribute as low as even 10,000 on a project. We acquire a piece of land for maybe 4 million and we keep it. When it gets mature, we share it according to people's returns that they invested in that piece of land. And if you want to invest in the company as a shareholder, you benefit in every project that concerns the company. So thank you for that.
Great. Last question. This goes to Dr. Didier Salai Power. What is the dichotomy between herbal medicine and the normal medicine we use or the chemical medicine that we use? And what advice can you give to our audience watching us right now on the importance of the biochemical medicine that they use in the hospital over the again, what do you say? Some people will say, I would love to go to the hospital to get my medications, get the doctors treat me. And some people just say, well, I would like to first try the other one, which is the food, the exercises. If the worst get to the worst, I'll go. How can you blend all of that, Dr. Salai Power?
Thank you very much for that question. The first thing is that herbal medicine and conventional medicine, they all fall in the same category. They are all using chemicals that have a therapeutic potential, that chemicals that have the potential to transform something in the body in order to bring about a result. Right. So that is an aspect of health which is important. When I talk about natural, people always think of, first of all, using herbs and the rest. But I'm far from talking about herbs. When I talk about natural, I'm specifically referring to doing all the regular things of daily life, with your mental state, with your emotional state, with the food that you eat, right? And with the way you live your life, generally, your lifestyle. So that one is separate from now when it has to do with using medicine, right? When it comes to medicine is designed to treat a specific condition. So if you have a headache, you have a specific health problem, at that time you can take medicine. Now you can take either conventional medicine or take herbal medicine, which one you want. But outside of that moment, when you have that headache or you have that pain or you have that fever or you have that problem, your life has to continue. And you have to ensure that your life continues as healthy as possible. That is the domain now where I am, to ensure that outside of that crisis zone, you can live free and healthy without needing to every time transition into that point where you need either conventional medicine or herbal medicine, right? And if you do it right, you find out that you can live a very long time without needing to always need that conventional or herbal medicine. However, there are diseases that people have, and those diseases purely come about as a result of the fact that the things that they do when they are normal actually are not the right thing. So it brings them diseases. These diseases are called chronic illnesses. So when it comes to chronic illnesses, we can fix them just by fixing your mental state, your emotional state, the food that you eat, and how you live your life, without necessarily needing you to take long-term medications or herbal medicine as people take. So herbal medicine and long-term medications have their place, but their place is when you actually are in a crisis situation. If you are not in a crisis situation, now you have to take care of your overall health by implementing these other aspects. That is where I'm specializing now.
I love that. Thank you so much, Doctor, for that question. I think one thing that Dr. Salai said, I think one of the sessions, he said, water is very important, and 50% of the problems we have, health problem, is because at times we don't drink water. So congratulations, Sombol, for drinking water. I saw you with a cup of water. Everybody show your water. Our friend. Everybody, great. Yeah, excellent. Oh, the speakers, you shall live long. All the speakers today, you shall live long. Great. So water is very important. And I heard from Doctor, I'm sure Dr. Salas told me this, that 50% of the problems we have, health challenges we have, is because we don't drink enough water. When you get up from bed, drink water. When you're going to bed, drink water. Every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, get sip water. It will not kill you. Just drink water. And you miss, and that's very true, because sometimes I work for long hours without drinking water. I have headache. Like, I just have some headache. And when I drink much water, the headache just disappear. And that's when I truly realize that this is really true. So our president, Lenyo Christina, says, great therapy water is life drinking. It regularly helps a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prissy, Christina. Great. What a class. Oof. We can call it a master class, right? This panelist is very interesting, and I hope to have you guys again. If the president permits me, Christina permits me, we'll get you guys again. We'll talk about, and I think this time around, Doctor will talk so much about the importance of water to the body and how often should we drink water every day and all of that. I think that's something Dr. Salah would love to talk about next time. All right. Okay, Krishna say, I have followed Dr. Salah sometime, follow him, and I enjoyed your help. Thank you so much, Christy, for that. Great job. All right. Our landman. Where's the landman? He will teach us next time. That's the landman.
Oh, yeah.
You teach us next time how we can buy land abroad. Okay.
Yes.
So the people abroad should come and buy land in Cameroon. Go to Bamenda, buy land in Buya, Bamenda, invest. Crisis will end. And even if crisis doesn't end, your great children will come and be in those places. Amazing. Thank you, our Cyprian, resilient. I love your story of resilience, Cyprian. You did a great job. Imagine with a degree from the university, a prestigious university, a state university, you're moving around and selling Scotch egg. Okay, some people say that's crazy. They can't do that. But look at you. You did that, and they promoted you, and today you're a boss. You're a leader in your organization. And you know, Symbol, you're an amazing leader all the way from Pakistan. And guess what? This is like 2 a.m. in the morning, right, in Pakistan. And she is still here. Please, great job. Great job. And that is it, everybody. Until we meet again, I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. God bless you. If you have questions, please just drop your questions and we'll definitely respond to you even after this. Until we meet again, next Thursday is a rendezvous. Big hash out to our president, Lenyo Christina. Great, she says, Cyprian, you are awesome. Resilient is the key. We'll like to have one or more with you. Yes, Christina want to meet you, Cyprian. All right, somebody indicated that he needs a book. Our landman's book, the land banking book. All right, so I know the guy. I think this is Obinion. He says he needs a copy of the book. So please get to me on WhatsApp and I'll link you up with the author. And then he will get your book. Good enough, I think he's in Cameroon. So you can, if you need a copy of the land booking, I think everybody here needs a copy of that book. Everybody here needs a copy, even right from Pakistan, right? We need a copy of the book. So if you need a copy of the book, please reach to me. I will send his contact so you can reach out to him and get a copy of the book. Okay. So that was it for today. Thank you for sacrificing a lot of time, your energy, your time, your data, your comments to come and be part of this masterclass. God bless you. And we're looking forward to see you again next Thursday. If you know a speaker who would love to come and share, just like these amazing speakers have shared, okay? Let the speaker be part of the Orators of S community. Yes, sir.
Mr. Oliver, I think you shared a book with all the panelists.
Oh, let's clap for Prezi. We're good for you, sir. No, I'm kidding. All right, great. Thank you so much, everybody. Thursday is our next rendezvous. Yeah. Invite a speaker, if you know a speaker who want to share some ideas, some thoughts, some philosophy, some hypotheses, some theories. this is a platform for those kind of speakers. And again, we'll be glad to have you again next time. Until we meet again, accept greetings from the beautiful Los Angeles, California. That is where I am right now. And we are doing a workshop tomorrow. If you do so around America, you can meet us tomorrow in Los Angeles. We'll do a public speaking workshop. From there, we'll go back to Minnesota. Our next workshop is coming up in Minnesota on the 25th of this month. And you don't want to miss that, even if you can participate from online. And of course, we have a big event coming up in Africa, in Cameroon. And we are in the process of, we started selecting MCs already, so we're moving to selecting speakers. And of course, we'll have more discussions about the international event coming up in Cameroon next year, 2026. And of course, our leaders, we're getting charged. We'll be needing volunteers in Cameroon who can volunteer as we make this event. We're talking about thousands of people coming together to learn public speaking and leadership and purpose. Get ready. Great things are coming. God bless you and see you at the top. Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.